Hi, I'm Heidi Philipsen, and you're watching the art segment of Impact. With me today, I have the upstate indie filmmaker, producer, director, jack of all trades, basically, John Russel Cring, and he's here to talk to us about his latest big endeavor. He's got a Kickstarter campaign out there to bring on some really top-tier talent. Creeping Crawling. That's not to be confused with creepy crawly. It's all creeping crawling in this one. So, John, thanks for coming. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here. Nice to meet you for the first time.
Yeah, of course.
Never,
right.
We've never met each other.
No, never.
No.
Only in our dreams,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. No. Heidi is a wonderful, wonderful filmmaker that I know from the upstate independents when I first came here about 2 years ago, and I'm going to go see your film very, very soon, and hopefully you'll get to see mine.
And I too am looking. When is your premiere, by the way? Because
February 1st.
Wow.
At the Linda.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yes, coming right up.
It's getting close to Valentine's Day, so a lot of couples could.
Bugs and love go perfectly together.
Absolutely, because
yes.
you know what happens when you get scared, right?
What happens?
Well, you cling on to your loved one.
Oh,
it's a perfect excuse.
I certainly hope so.
It's
with you around, Heidi.
So, John, 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. You and I do have one thing in common, that we're relatively new to this area.
Right.
Of course, you're newer than I am, and you've totally hit the ground running. Tell us a little bit, first of all, before we go too much into your film, which I really want to do, but just real quick, what's your background? I mean, where have you come from, and what's your recipe for success? I mean, you've really hit the ground running when you've come up here.
Recipe for success, my God. All right, it starts with oil and vinegar. No, I mean, I came here 2 years ago. Before that, I spent 15 years in Nashville, Tennessee. Started there in music business.
15?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, the music, sure.
Very, very long time. And I also produced horror movies and things like that for a company there. And met my wife. And my wife, Tracy, is really kind of...
oh, she's amazingly talented,
She is.
too.
She is the cinematographer. She's the editor. And now she's my writing partner. And we started working together, and then we started making our own movies about 5 or 6 years ago. And we were involved in something called the Extraordinary Film Project, where we were trying to make 12 feature films in 12 months. You know, you and I were talking a little bit about Lars von Trier's Dogma.
Yeah, why?
It was
why
kind
12?
of like that.
Why 12? Is
because
really
I'd never heard of it being done before. It's like Mount Everest. Why do you climb it? Because it's there. I've never heard of the idea of someone going out and doing something that broad and that grand. And I'll tell you what I learned from that, Heidi.
What did you get from that?
I would never, ever deny, and it was something that I would never do again. It was a process that it made me who I am. It gave me an instant resume.
You definitely got to learn your instincts,
right? Exactly. I got to go out and make a ton of mistakes and have a set of experiences that, I would never trade. But it's also something that I don't recommend it, because you constantly are looking back and going, oh, if I just had more time. Oh, if I just had more money. Oh, if I just had better actors. Oh, why did that cat do that? And now I'm a lot happier, spending a little bit more time and a little bit more effort on each individual
Well, I mean,
project.
that was part of your journey, right?
Right, it was, exactly.
And clearly, I think with Upstate Independence, which is one of the large organizations for film up here, when you go there, you really own your space. I mean, you don't come in sort of casually. You come in really knowing what your vision is.
Well,
so that probably brought that to you as well,
I've heard someone call me that I'm enfant terrible.
Enfant terrible.
Yes, exactly. Terrible. And I had to look it up because it was on Facebook. Actually, Heidi called me that on Facebook today. And I looked it up, and I didn't go to film school, so I don't know all these highfalutin terms. I never interviewed George
John,
Clooney.
go on.
So it's one who's startlingly, excuse me, that's a wonderful word, one who's startlingly unconventional, thought, behavior, or work attempts to shock or disturb others, but are still considered talented.
2 weeks, easy money. He's like comatose.
So you can't do it?
He can't move. His brain only sustains his life. I would love for you to stay with Timothy while I'm away.
Really? I think my bedroom has fleas.
Dory, I gotta go.
Please, it's happening!
Creeping Crawling.
Yes.
So, tell us about it.
It is, we call it an entomological anthology of terror. The
Okay.
storyline, yes.
And
the story,
he's not an enfant terrible.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right, exactly.
you know.
The storyline involves basically the entomologist who meets these college students, and he tells them these 3 stories. It's in the tradition of the anthology horror movie, like the classic Tales from the Crypt, or the original Black Sabbath, or some of the ones that Vincent Price did. I always love these movies. I love the idea of telling 3 stories instead of just telling 1 story, but
You know
having
your
it wrap
horror
around.
background, basically.
I do, yeah, a little bit. But these are all psychological movies. All of these movies are sort of about people's relationships with insects. One story, for example, is about a model who has a very, very bad eating disorder that she got from her family as she was growing up.
Right.
And she tries to swallow things to try to lose weight.
Oh, goodness gracious.
That's one of the
I
things.
can see where that's going.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the storylines. So everything in this movie actually happened. The inspiration of this film was my house got really infested with fleas. We have
Wow.
a cat, and it got incredibly infested with fleas. And
During
it
the
kind of-
summer?
Yeah, like kind of the fall. And my wife got really crazy because
Yeah, I can imagine.
she couldn't escape them, and they were just feeding on us. And sort of in that process, we sort of wrote these crazy stories. And the story that is actually premiering, entitled Rid, is about a nurse who is taking care of a comatose patient, and in this sort of gothic British type mansion that we shot in Tivoli. And
Oh, wow.
she starts to have something that is sort of biting her at night.
Oh.
And that is kind of where it starts, and it goes interesting places from there.
Well, let me ask my producer. We probably will be having the trailer and showing it, right there, Huldah? Yeah, Huldah says yes.
Thank you, Huldah.
So I did get to see the trailer
Right.
when you played at UI, and I realized when I saw it that you did a really great job with creating that sort of momentous terror that kind of eats from within, honestly.
Well,
which
I
isn't
would-
very easy. People don't understand that it takes, it takes the pacing of the editing, it takes the acting, it takes the directing of the actors on how to get them to be startled or whatnot, and then of course the sound to kind of get that effect. So
Heidi, I believe that watching films should be your film school. I am a cinephile. I have a show where basically I do movie reviews on this public access here. And when I was basically planning this movie, I watched movies like The Legend of Hell House, which is
Right.
an amazing British movie, Burnt Offerings, which is another great film. I watched those films to sort of be inspired by it.
Right,
So I
right.
was looking for
Well,
a
it's-
location like that.
now, where can our audiences get more information about Creeping Crawling and the whole fundraising thing that
Right.
you've got going on, as well as this premiere that's going to be really exciting? I can't wait to go personally.
Well, the
So-
idea is that we're doing a fundraiser premiering Rid, which is the first story, so that we can get a major actor, someone like William Forsythe or Karen Black or Crispin Glover, to be the entomologist in this part. I only need him for 1 day, so if you
Right.
know any of these people, I only need them for 1 day.
It's all about
And exactly
6 degrees of separation.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, yeah.
Or 2 sometimes.
Right, and giving the opportunity to bring somebody of that quality. I mean, I know it's great when Hollywood comes here you know, but really, you know, they're coming here because they want to come here. I like the idea
It's a
of them
vacation
coming.
oftentimes,
Exactly.
you know,
I like the idea
so-
of bringing Hollywood here because of the quality of the work that we're doing, not necessarily the work that they're doing.
So let's do the plug. Okay, you're on Facebook.
Right.
Does it have its own Facebook
Oh,
page?
it has its own Facebook page, Creep and Crawling, creepandcrawling.com. You can check that out.
I see you a lot on the Schenectady Film Commission
all
Facebook
the
page
time.
as well.
Yeah, it's
So-
at the Linda. It's February 1st at
So it's got to be
7
on the
p.m.
the Linda website.
It's everywhere.
There'll be AMC for that
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for
you
coming.
so
It's been a
much.
true pleasure finally sitting in front of here.
Thank you
here,
so much.
Sure. Okay, I've lost my sense of.
That's the power I have
It's the
over
power
women.
of the
Once they
enfant.
touch
I know.
me, my Edgar Allan Poe
I'm blushing
goes over to you.
already.
Yes.
So for the art segment of Impact, I'm Heidi Philipsen here with John Cring today. John Russel Cring.
Yes.
Thanking you for watching and stay tuned. We've got more to come.